I hate to use this phrase because it's used so much, but we live in a society that promotes chasing. Everywhere you look on social media, here on YouTube, IG, TikTok, you'll see these motivational videos that'll tell you, work your butt off, chase the money, don't ever stop. This mindset doesn't innately come from a bad place, but it's been emphasized to the point at which it becomes toxic because they're telling you, hey, look, nothing else matters. What you should be focusing on is the money, because once you have the money, everything else, every problem you could have is solved. Look, I'm not going to deny that money is important, right? It definitely is important, but it should become something you chase. And obviously, not just referring to money, but any material thing. We all know this. When you die, you're not taking your money with you. You're not taking the girls with you. You're not taking the fame with you. The weird psychology behind all this is that humans are naturally inclined to chasing. Right? It's ingrained in our biology in the sense that we're seeking this thing called dopamine from a biological level. We'll get to the spiritual later. But from a biological level, we're all chasing after dopamine, right? And we've been sort of hardwired into this idea that, hey, yo, the more money you have, the more experiences you can have. And the more experiences you experience, the more dopamine you have. It's objectively true, right? In the spiritual aspect, God made us to desire, right? Desire is actually a product of God's making. People think that desire and lust are the same thing. Not necessarily, but desire is something that God has given you. The problem is that now we're using all our desire on things that are going to pass away. But God gave us a desire to seek after Him and to do His will. I mean, it's even a verse in the Bible, right? It says, seek first the kingdom and all its righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you. This is a fundamental principle. It's not necessarily like we seek the kingdom so that, but we seek the kingdom, and as a result, everything's added to us. It's not always material. People think of this verse in the material aspect, and yes, it can be true. But when we talk about everything, we talk about the root core things. Things like joy, things like pleasure, things like peace, right? And we're seeking after these things. Obviously, there are more, but we're seeking after these three things: joy, peace, and pleasure from the things of the world, not knowing that they cannot actually fulfill us. They provide a false, right? I hope I'm saying that right. A false.
Boo.
Bro, it's not even close.
Now I could go deep into this because it's a whole rabbit hole, but I don't think you need to do that necessarily. But what I want to get across is that God doesn't actually want you to be chasing, right? Because God knows what you want, the desires of your heart. And it's not for you to lie to yourself and say, I don't want them. No, be honest. You want them, right? You want companionship. You want to be financially stable. You know, these are good things that God's given to us. You want to be recognized in that status. God is saying, hey, yo, just seek after me. Instead of chasing after that, use that desire, point it towards me. And just as a fundamental principle, as a promise I've made to you, you're going to get those things you desire. Delight in the Lord, and He shall supply the desires of your heart. I don't necessarily know. I think it's in Psalms, but yeah. So don't even stress, right? But yeah, I hope you found value from this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the Jesus Gang because we're putting out videos all the time. Check out my other socials, and I also make music. So yeah, go check that out too. Peace out.